with crimes ranging from misdemeanor to murder.
Slowly, slowly. Please, please.
Bring your hands forward.
Before I took office, I think the inmates, for the most part, were running the facility. The drugs were just absolutely rampant in the jail. Drastic change needed to take place immediately. Their mission was to be an undercover inmate and help root out crime and corruption. At the conclusion of the program, we gained a lot of valuable information.
I do know that almost every cell, they figured out how to get those light fixtures open, and they're hiding stuff in the light fixtures.
Your trustees are really destroying your place for you. Stuff is getting smuggled up under the trees.
Upstairs is the troublemakers. They cause a ruckus, they yell, they scream, they run from cell to cell.
Based on that information, we started retraining corrections officers to check the food trays for contraband. We increased shakedowns and made them more efficient in checking new hiding spots.
We learned a lot in phase 1, but I definitely believe there's still more to learn. Our hope for phase 2 would be to get more in-depth information. There are still drugs coming in the facility, and we would like to find out how they're getting it.
We have to do it so quickly because we have to maintain the secrecy of the program.
My motivation for participating then is to make change.
I think it would be good to know what jail is like. This may be one of the only opportunities I ever get to go to jail.
My daughter went to prison when she was 18 years old. I would like to do it because it would make me feel a relief to know what she goes through on a day-to-day basis.
I know that it would make me a better attorney.
I have like 35 years experience in law enforcement. To look at the other side of that system, it's very educational.
So I started drinking when I was 10. I was very, very addicted to drugs and alcohol. If I'm able to help one person while I'm in there, that's everything.
It's not innocent until proven guilty if you're putting people in cuffs and throwing them on the ground and beating them around.
I love being a CO. I want to take away the aspect of knowing from the other side what they see.
Pleasure to meet you guys. Been, sheriff right around a year. To give you a little bit of an idea of where we're at, we're getting better, but we're not quite where I want to be at yet. You go into the facility and basically be my eyes and ears. Just know that with the exception of myself and Captain Scotty Maples and 2 other people, no one else is going to know what your true reason for being there is.
I'm Captain Scotty Maples. Some of the stuff I'm going to tell you is just more technical, what you need to do and how do you stay safe. When you come in, you're going to go through the booking process. You're going to fingerprint you, take your photo. You'll be sent up to the classification pod. The classification pod is where all new inmates go.
But know these other inmates are seasoned. They've been in there for a while. So when you come in as a new inmate, they'll be watching everything that you do. And probably the less you say, the better.
You come into a jail, it's best to stick to yourself and be a loner.
Be aware of your surroundings, and sometimes you just can't help it. It just happens sometimes.
Safety measures in the prison, like how is it?
If you need to defend yourself, you need to defend yourself. You know, you're not going to be charged criminally for defending yourself. But on the other aspect, if you do commit a crime unprovoked, you will be charged.
Well, if somebody come at me, I definitely don't have a problem defending myself.
Ooh,
Take some of that spaghetti. You heating it up for me?
yes.
I'm Dion, 24 years old. I'm a criminologist. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. My mom and dad had me when they were 17 years old, and it was kind of rough for them, so we actually stayed with my grandma.
You know you love my spaghetti.
That's why I stopped by her. I was like, yeah, I gotta come see my granny and give me a little plate. Growing up, Detroit is pretty tough. You have gangs. If you see a group of guys of more than 3 to 4 people, more than likely you're gonna get jumped, period. And I lost a few family members to getting killed. I had a cousin who was killed right on the corner of our block. We just found us a new apartment and everything.
You got 2 bedrooms or 1?
1 bedroom.
What y'all gonna do when you have a fuss? You got to have another room.
Right.
Okay? You got to have another room. When you get mad, what you gonna sit there and look at each other?
My point of view of the criminal justice system is just a lot of the laws are biased. It's not towards a race thing, it's more towards lower income people. And that's as a whole, like white, black, purple. My dad was incarcerated. He was falsely accused of possession, but come to find out that he didn't do it and was left free. And that's one of the reasons that I wanted to get my master's in criminology and make my family proud.
Just trying to stay positive and think about everything else that's going on, you know, that's gonna be good for us and stuff, so.
I'm doing this program because I've been studying criminal justice for the last 6 years, so I can get an unbiased opinion of the correction system. I can learn so much more. I'm seeing everything firsthand that I've seen in my textbook.
You're gonna be gone for a long time. What's gonna happen in there? Do you even know how it's gonna be?
I hear a lot of bad stuff about jail, about don't drop the soap or anything like that, but no, I'm not too worried about it. It's the same people I probably didn't grew up with over the years.
I just hope that you're safe in there. And temper.
I know.
Watch your temper.
When you're in there, don't ask too many questions. Don't be a reporter. Nobody walks into the jail, sits down and starts asking other inmates questions. They're gonna say, are you a cop? You a snitch?
We don't like snitches. Being a snitch, you'll never be able to live comfortable no matter where you go.
You're asking us to do a lot of snitching here, which I'm firmly prepared to do, but, you know, what's the repercussions of that?
I don't want you to go question inmates about anything to draw any type of attention to yourself. Basically, just be a good witness and a good listener. Especially with you with experience in law enforcement, having that police officer mentality, you will know what to look for. If you see the staff doing something that doesn't look right, it probably isn't right.
They got dirty cops in the city, boy. Dirty, watch them. They treat us like animals, for real.
I don't have any respect for COs and basic law enforcement. I don't even have any respect for the judicial system because it's severely broken. I'm Mona Lisa, and I live in New York. I need to know the truth about incarceration because my daughter is currently incarcerated.
Goddamn,
She
boy.
went in at the age of 18 and has been serving for about a little over 3 years. Sierra was arrested for armed robbery. She was severely addicted to drugs, and she was doing what she had to do to feed that addiction. Sierra was given 10 years, a mandatory minimum. When I heard, my heart fell to the ground. She's a caged animal now. I kind of don't even think of her as still being human.
Having her come up here and surprise me was absolutely amazing.
And meeting with the sheriff.
I appreciate the sacrifice you're making to make this program work. So, $1 million question, if the roles were reversed, could you do it, do you think?
I think I could probably suck it up and do it. Very nice to meet you. Thank you. Bye. My only hope is that I can have some sort of an impact on the women in the jail with me.
I'm not afraid for your safety or his safety. More than anything, I just don't like causing you distress. Ashley has made a complete 180 from the way her life was going before. This gives her an opportunity to see this is probably where I would have ended up if I hadn't turned my life around.
As much as Zach has kind of told me how his experience was, it's completely different. You put a room full of men together and a room full of women who are in trouble, you're going to have two totally different situations. It scares me that I don't know what to expect until I'm there.
When you come in, no makeup,
Right.
or if you do, mess it up,
Yeah.
because you need to look rough when you go upstairs. There are some concerns with Ashley making it through the program. She has a small child at home. Zach just got out of the program and came home, so there was a very small amount of time between there. Ashley doesn't look like your typical inmate. She may stick out. It could lead trouble for her. There's one main guy in there, the pod boss. She's established. He's been to prison. You know, he's been around the jail for a while, or she's been around the jail for a while. He wants to know what you're about.
What's the propensity for gangs and racial segregation and whatnot here? Things I need to be.
You gotta turn this language down. Propensity for racial segregation.
What's the?
You're gonna have a rough time, man. A rough time.
Is this a thing that I'm gonna have to keep up? Basically, just talk monosyllabically, because I don't want to come off as condescending either.
Yeah, and it will come off as condescending.
I have no problem actually pulling through any of this in terms of just being in jail. I mean, there are people weaker than me, mentally and physically, less intelligent than me, who've made it, and I'll prevail as well. My name is Ryan. I'm 27, and I'm from Kentucky.
A lot of people don't realize that when you're in jail, it's not just that you can't leave, it's that they really take away a lot of the rights that you have. So freedom it's very important to me. I like rights, I like freedom.
I joined the U.S. Army Reserves. I was 19 years old, and
I worked as a code team medic in King's Daughters Intensive Care for just shy of 3 years.
I'm currently a